What do I do with this?
You stick it in your...
Really?
Yeah.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. Well, today I'm talking to my longtime friend, Tori Spelling. That is your name, right?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
You've probably heard of her from a little television show called 90077 that aired for decades in the 90s.
And 2000s.
And 2000s. She's been on countless TV roles, appeared in many films, and her autobiography, Storytelling, debuted on top of the New York Times bestseller list and was named the best celebrity autobiography of 2009. I did not know that. Let's start in the beginning.
Okay, shall we?
In your mother's womb. Okay, so you're a child and
You're a child. Oh,
You're
I
a
thought you meant-
child. Did you grow up at the Manor or you grew up on North Mapleton?
I grew up in North Mapleton.
Is that where you were born?
No, Palm Drive.
Palm Drive?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
My porn name is Angel Palm, my first dog and first house I lived in.
Your porn name is Angel Palm, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. When did you get your first acting gig?
I did the show Vegas for my dad when I was 5 years old. It was my first job.
Was that just like a TV series or like a one-time thing, or was that like a
It was a one-time
like
thing.
a Love Boat kind of a thing?
Yeah, and it took place in Vegas, and we used to go there every summer anyway. So we would go every summer.
That's where you vacationed in the summertime?
Yeah, because my dad didn't fly.
Oh, that's interesting. So what places would you guys go?
Like the Desert Inn, remember that?
The Desert Inn, yeah.
We would stay there, like the top floor, for like a month.
How boring is that?
I was always really excited. I mean, it's not what it is now. Like, obviously, you know, Vegas is kid-friendly now. Then it was not. So you would go to the pool. And, like, we would travel with Sammy Davis Jr. and, like, Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. And
Why with them? They weren't, your dad was in the music business.
no, but they were in that circle. Dean Martin was my godfather.
Yeah. I'm still going back to this. Your dad didn't fly?
No,
Well, how would he, if he needed to produce a movie or something overseas, what would he do?
he didn't go. He would have to do the phone calls, the production meetings there.
So he never went to Europe?
We did one time.
How did you swim or how did he get there?
It took a week to get there.
Oh, you took the Queen Mary?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, how did you get there?
We took a private train to New York. Like, we were the end car. And then we took the QE2. So that was the only, like, big vacation we ever took my whole childhood.
Okay, so you do the Vegas thing. What's your next gig?
I did Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
Oh, the plane.
Yes.
Do you remember Hervé Villechaize?
Yes, I was friends with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Tattoo.
Tattoo. That's crazy.
I have pictures with him. We were, like, the same height. When I was
Where? I believe that.
So then I did a bunch of things for my dad. And then Troop Beverly Hills was
Okay.
my first thing, non-Aaron Spelling.
Now, did you get that because of Aaron Spelling?
I did not.
You got it because the acting coach woman that did all the other kids?
Who was that?
There's like a lady who did, she loved twins.
A coach or an agent?
An agent,
Iris Burton.
Iris Burton.
Iris Burton was my agent, yes. She was like the most famous child agent. And she sent me out on roles. I said, I want to go out.
She sent you in roles?
She sent me out on auditions. And that was the first part I got.
So that's incredible. So when it came out in the theaters, was it like a joke or people really liked it?
Here's the thing. It was supposed to be a big movie. And I think it didn't do so well in theaters.
Right, because I mean, even today, I can't imagine a movie like that. Was that like, okay, so you do that, and then
Yep.
what happens from Troop Beverly Hills?
Then I got Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
And I was on Saved by the Bell recurring. And then I was on Saved by the Bell recurring. And then
Hold, please. We have a... Was it a blessing or disguise that you were the daughter of Aaron Spelling?
it was,
Did I say a blessing? Was it a blessing? Yeah, was it a blessing or was it not a blessing?
of course, I was like, disguise. I've never heard that one.
Was it a blessing or a curse that your dad was Aaron Spelling?
A little bit of both. I mean, let's face it, I would never be well, at least I don't think I would be famous if it wasn't for 90210. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have gotten 90210. But ever since then, I mean, it's to the point where people say, anything I say, hey, I have a new show coming out, a new movie coming out, they're like, oh, did your dad produce it? I'm like, well, my dad's been dead for almost 15 years now. So no, but thanks.
You can't escape that, huh?
No. And nepotism, I feel like that's my middle name. I feel like Gwyneth Paltrow, nepotism,
Yeah.
that didn't happen.
Yeah, why didn't that happen? People don't even know who Bruce Paltrow is, probably.
Well, and Steven Spielberg is her godfather, and he put her in Hook, right? That was her first thing, one of her first things. You're like, no idea.
Well, I guess other people have that. I mean, Drew Barrymore.
Hudson?
Actually,
It just doesn't happen. It didn't happen to my brother.
was your brother even famous?
But he went on to act.
But nobody talks about your brother being famous, so I think you kind of got it better.
Yeah?
Because you have an acting career, he doesn't.
But he didn't care. Yeah.
What does he do?
He's a life coach.
Interesting. I might need to use him.
He's really good.
Oh, that's interesting. Are you close with your brother? Mm-hmm. Is your brother close with your mom?
Very close.
Is that interesting, isn't it? That the two of you have such different relationships.
Yes and no. I feel like...
Is that like a mother-daughter competitive thing?
I always thought it was, because I just know that a mother-daughter relationship is always a challenging or complicated one, or can be. And then mother-son, they're always very close.
Were your kids never knew your dad, probably?
No.
None of them, actually, right?
No, it's really sad. Yeah, my dad passed away, and a month after he passed away, I found out I was pregnant with Liam. So his middle name is Liam Aaron. My dad, unfortunately, I think contributed to a challenging relationship because he was very like, my mom had to be the stern one, and he put her in that position a lot, I think.
Why did she have to be the stern one?
Because he was like, oh, I'm fine with it. Like, you can do whatever. Or can I have this? Yes. Oh, but your mom said no. And then later she'd be like, he said no. No, why would he say? So.
Well, that's funny.
I mean, there's no manual or rule book. So, but I think they both did the best they could. But he possibly contributed to us having like a misunderstanding of a relationship.
What was it like growing up in the Manor? Was it normal to you, or did you realize it was like this?
No, it wasn't normal.
Oh, because you weren't born there, so you know.
Right. Wasn't born there, but we moved to the house on North Mapleton.
Right.
Which was still a large house.
Right.
I mean, that was like, what, 15,000 square feet?
Something like that, yeah.
So it was still a big house. When we got the Manor, I remember going to see it. I loved it before we...
It was Bing Crosby's property.
It was amazing, scary but amazing. It had a zoo. There was a giraffe. And I was like, can we keep them? My mom was like, no. That part all get taken out.
I wonder where they took the llama.
I don't know. There was this hidden room, and you went down to the staircase to this whole other level that no one knew about. It was kind of spooky, but cool when you're a kid.
And
anyway,
they ripped that shit down.
She's like, yeah, we're taking the whole thing out.
And the bulldozer.
6 years.
So do you remember, like, how old were you at the time?
I was 12 when she got the house. Basically.
Oh, so you only lived in that house for a couple of years?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. And while it was being built, were you just like, this is insane?
We would go over and see the progress. And then she was, flying to Europe and getting furniture for the house.
Oh, so she would fly.
Yeah. Oh, she flew.
Oh, she would fly.
She loves flying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Were you ever embarrassed of the house, or were you like, this is cool?
I saw how hard she worked on it. It was like a full-time job. Like, she went through every aspect. She's so hands-on. So I appreciated that, but it wasn't my thing. It was big. It was very hard to be cozy in that house.
Did you find it elegant and beautiful?
No, my mother has impeccable taste. So her style, it was beautiful. And considering it was so huge, it was as warm as it could be, but it's just ginormous.
I'm going to your mom's house on Thursday.
The Manor in the Sky. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful too.
Oh, you've been?
Yes.
I was going to send you a postcard and show you pictures of the place.
A postcard?
Just because I was going to show you some photos, by the way. This is what your mom's house looks like.
Just to stir the pot?
Yeah. No, I mean, I screw around with her. I mean, obviously I'm extremely close with Tori, but I am very friendly with her mother. But so I always... Yeah. Anyway.
He's a great friend.
Yeah. You want to come to dinner with her next Thursday?
Yes.
We should all go to dinner, right?
Yeah.
And we can play gin rummy after.
No, she plays something else.
Mahjong?
Mahjong. Yeah.
Typical. Anyway, that's interesting. Your dad hired the USC marching band for your 8th grade graduation. That's funny. They had that at my dad's 60th birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought it was a little weird, to be honest with you.
There was a lot of pony tricks, literally, at my birthday parties growing up.
Tell me about them. What kind of birthdays did you have? Like, did you have elephant rides in the backyard?
Yeah, of course. Poodle shows.
Hot air ballooning over the manor?
There was one time where...
There was one time we flew a helicopter over the...
Well, there was this one, yeah, it's better than that. Yeah. No, there was one time that my mom was like at the house on North Mapleton, like gather in the backyard. There's the whole like circus theme. And we went and a small plane flew overhead and they had us hold out a big like tarp with an X. And we held it, everyone gathered around the whole party and we did like this. And we looked up and the small plane came above and then dropped something on a little parachute that landed right on the X.
Humble.
Yeah. And then I opened it and it was my birthday gift.
Which was?
It was a blue box, so I knew what that meant. It was a Madame Alexander doll.
Oh, I was thinking it was going to be something from Tiffany's.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
I mean, I think that's usually what people associate the blue box. What the fuck was it? A what doll?
Oh my gosh.
A Madame Butterfly doll?
I wish. Like, bane of my existence growing up. Madame Alexander dolls. But so she had this collection, and I would get a Madame Alexander doll. She'd put them in my room, and they'd be spotlit in a glass case. And then when we built the manor. She did a doll museum, and then she auctioned them all off.
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, what was up in the attic level? Wasn't there something up
A barber shop?
A barber shop.
Yeah.
Like a barber shop or like a barber chair?
Like a shop.
Oh, nice. Did all the neighbors get their hair done there?
No, just my dad.
Oh, that's okay. Nice. And what else?
Her Christmas gift wrapping room.
So that was very well known too, the wrapping room.
Right.
So, but that's something I never really understand. A lot of my mom's friends do this wrapping bullshit. Like, why would a rich woman want to wrap her own presents? Like, that sounds boring as fuck to me. I would like take the fucking present to the paper store and have them do it for me. Who the fuck wants to wrap their own present?
Well, I'm all about DIY and crafting. I learned it all from my mom.
DIY what?
DIY. Do it yourself.
Oh.
You wouldn't know about that.
Gotcha. No, definitely not.
DIY, crafting, crafting. She crafted. She loved crafting. She made the most beautiful bows.
Did she shop at Michael's?
I wonder. No, I'm not sure. I love Michael's.
I'm sure you do. Mm-hmm. Your mom's going to buy it.
What?
I'm just kidding. Okay, go on.
Oh my God.
So you really are gullible.
Give me a coupon.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like Bed Bath & Beyond coupon. Well, let me ask you a question. Like, is it one? How sometimes like people are just stubborn, and they like if you just called her and was like, "Let's go to lunch. We're gonna figure this shit out."
Definitely. See, we're both a little bit
stubborn,
non-communicative. Like, yeah.
So what if she was like?
So I said, if I
let's go to Hillcrest and have lunch.
Oh, 100%. If I said, Mom, let's go to dinner next week or come over, like 100%.
She would do it?
Yeah, but then I would never bring up the relationship. She wouldn't bring up the relationship. We would just skirt over stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. It's not that bad that you guys won't see each other.
It's not bad.
Oh, that's interesting.
The press made it worse.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The press is probably the number one problem my mom and I have in our relationship is the press. And each of us being like, is that true? Does she
Would it be
feel that
funny
way?
if you guys did a show together? That would be hysterical.
I always thought it would be really fun, actually.
Why don't we EP this and we could totally sell this? I'll put up the money.
She's really funny, too.
She's very funny.
Yes.
Should I bring it up to her on Thursday? It'll be my idea.
Yeah. If it's your idea,
it was my idea anyway. What am I talking about? I'm just going to let you be a part of it.
Okay, thanks.
Wait, I am totally going to do this. Tori Land, I don't know, some shit like that.
She had Candyland.
Can't believe you never thought of this.
I just let him pretend it's his idea, and then it goes forward.
Well, it kind of was, and I'm going to make this shit happen. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about 90210. What was Like, give me the worst experience on the set, the worst experience off the set, like something bad that happened. Oh yeah, you were shot that one time. I forgot.
Yeah, I was in the Hollywood Christmas parade sitting on top of a convertible in the back, and someone BB gunned me.
Tell us about that experience when you were shot in a car.
I just told it.
Well, you just said, oh, I wasn't listening.
Story of my friendship.
Okay, so that was traumatic. And then, okay, so give me some bad experiences that happened on the set.
Are you paying me to do this interview?
No, obviously.
Why would I say?
We're on a low budget here.
I've already given you more information than I've given any talk show host anywhere.
Well, you can interview me and I'll give you plenty of shit.
No one cares about that.
Fine. I won't be on your show then.
When I have one.
I forgot, you don't have one. Okay, so tell me about like some embarrassing, just tell me something bad that happened on the set.
Bad that happened on the set. I don't know.
Okay, tell me something great that happened on the set.
I don't know.
Okay, tell me something bad that happened off the set.
Oh.
Was there any dirt that came out in a magazine? Was there anything like...
I mean, keep in mind, like, paparazzi weren't the way they are now. There
Right.
wasn't cell phones, thank God. Like, it was the type of thing you would go to, like, the Roxbury and Bar One, and you would come out, and there'd be, like, one photographer, paparazzo, and he'd be like, excuse me, can I take a picture of you?
Oh, politely, right?
Yeah. And then he'd let you pose. Like, it's not like now when they're trying to get, like, horrific photos of you and, like, follow you in cars.
Right.
It was different.
When did that change? Did you say there was also something you were like flashing somebody in a window and they got a shot of that?
That was the one time.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah. I was with Brian Austin Green, Shan Doherty, and Mark Wahlberg, who was Marky Mark at the time. And the four of us were hanging out. We were sitting in the window and we thought we saw like a paparazzi or someone taking a photo, but it was nighttime. It was up high at the Roxbury. So we flipped them off and that picture was everywhere. It still is.
Really?
Yeah.
Did your dad get mad at you?
I don't remember.
See,
The only thing my dad got mad at was David LaChapelle.
David LaChapelle.
He asked me to be in his coffee table book, and he took a picture of me, and he was like, we're gonna do something funky, and they put like hair, and I had like really frizzy disco hair, dressed in like 70s, and I was in a limo and had like McDonald's spilled everywhere, and it was supposed to be like young, rich, like teen, like celeb. And my dad saw the photo and freaked out. Like now looking back, it's like iconic. And it was like, he went for campiness, but it was great.
Why did your dad care so much about
He
that?
said, I don't know. That's the weird thing. I just remember him being like, what? Who allowed him to take a photo of her like this? He's trying to make her look like a clown.
Interesting.
He was furious.
How great is that photo of us, by the way, next to Jay Leno? It looked like the three of us were like hanging out next to each other. We were behind him. Do you know what
We were just like,
We were literally in the back, but it looked like the three of us were like hanging out together. That was really funny. Okay, so how did you meet your husband?
I'm where are you going with this? But Dean and I met doing a Lifetime TV movie on set.
What movie?
It was called,
Very prolific, I can see.
wow, I just blanked out on the name of it.
Interesting. Okay, so you did a Lifetime TV movie.
Wait,
Clearly, it was life-changing for you.
I got hit by a car. I was an assistant DA. I wore suits, and suddenly I could see and hear things that people were thinking.
Oh yeah, that one. Okay. Anyway, so you guys meet on the
Shocking.
set.
Yes.
And you blew him.
No, I fucked him.
Oh, okay, fine. So then you fucked him, and so then you had 5 children.
Yeah, and the rest is his Tori.
What?
Yeah, his Tori.
You have 5 or you have 8 now? I feel like it's growing every day.
5.
5. Okay. Do you remember all the names?
Yeah.
Say it really quickly.
Liam, Stella, Hattie, Finn, and Bo.
Now do it in order.
Liam, Stella, Hattie, Finn, and Bo.
Do it backwards.
Bo, Finn, Hattie, Stella, Liam.
Okay. What made you want to birth like 5 children?
I always wanted kids.
Are you going to go for more?
I think that
You're done?
I'm 48.
You told me you were carrying my child.
I know, I told you that, and I also told you have to hurry up because menopause could be right around the corner.
Why would you want to carry like my child? Like what would be the benefit?
I love being pregnant. Love it.
Tell me. Who loves being
Not
pregnant?
when you're looking at me with a disgusted
Well,
face.
but I don't understand. Like, who would want to be pregnant? Like, that's the part
Me.
nobody wants to do. They just want to, like, get it over with.
Oh, no.
And by the way, you can't drink.
Debatable.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
if it's
true.
your child, you won't let me drink?
Oh,
You know, in Europe, no, you can have like a sip of wine here
a
and
sip?
there. A
Right.
sip
Who has a sip of wine?
or three.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. Glasses. Anyway, so what else can we cover today? What questions do you have for me? I forgot, this is my interview. Okay, anyway, so I think we've covered everything. What are you most proud of in your life, and what are you most ashamed of?
I am most proud of my kids.
Ah, fuck it, I knew you were gonna say that. That's the lamest answer. That's like such a typical mom thing to say.
Okay, aside from my kids, what am I most proud of? I'm most proud of my tenacity.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
What are you most ashamed of?
I am most ashamed of. Ashamed?
Or what are you most upset about? Or what do you...
Like my biggest regret.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that my dad never met my kids is a huge, like, I can't control
Well, that's
that.
not in your control.
That house on Encino Avenue, the house on Encino Avenue that I sold, never should have sold that.
Okay.
I moved to Malibu for 1 month, and that was a big mistake.
Yeah. What were you saying about the beach and your mom? She used to put something in the sand?
Oh, yeah. So when I was little, she would say, do you want, my mom, first of all, we have a beach house still. But growing up, we would go there during the summer, and my dad loved the beach. My mom did not like the beach. So we would go shopping or go to movies, and then she would say, okay, let's take a walk on the beach. We'd walk all the way down the beach to the rocks. And she always carried a purse with her. At the time she smoked, she no longer smokes. And I'd say, why are you carrying a purse? And she'd be like, oh, just for my cigarettes. And I'd be like, okay. But it was really because she had shells in there, and I didn't know. And when I would turn around, like, she would hide the shells. And then she'd be like, oh, look, you found these perfect little shells, which didn't exist.
That's a really boring story. Shells? Who gives a fuck about shells?
Because you're at the beach. Sadly, the reason I found out about it was that one time we were in Europe, she did an interview with, what was the big magazine in Europe? Like the big tabloid.
Vogue?
Not the Sun, but like
Oh.
at the time, like they're people, but not
Okay, there are people.
whatever. She did an interview, and I read it, and it said the story about the shells. And I was like, oh, I thought we found those shells.
Well, didn't you actually like it that she put them there better?
Yeah, but when you find out when you're like 11,
Oh.
you're like disappointed. It's like finding out there's no Santa Claus, you know,
Right.
it's sad.
There's no Santa Claus.
What?
Folks, bye.
We're done?
We're done. We're done.
Oh my God.
Okay, now we're really done.